In this lesson, we will be creating a stock flip operation. The stock flip facilitates processing both sides of a part in a lathe with only one spindle. It maintains all the information for the part in one file. An alternative method would be to create two files, one for the front and one for the back of the part. The first thing I want to do is I want to create a new toolpath group. So I'll go up to the machine group and under groups, create a new toolpath group. I'll rename it stock flip, and then I'll go up to the stock flip operation in the part handling group. So the first thing I want to do is put a comment in there. We'll call it stock flip. And you can see I only have one active spindle. It's the only spindle that has stock in it. Now I want to transfer my geometry. So I'll go ahead and select what I want to transfer. And you can see I grab my solid model and my 2D profile. Now if I blank original geometry, it'll hide the original geometry. And turning it on and off will be controlled by where the red arrow in the toolpath group is. I'm going to choose not to do that, and I'm going to manage it with view sheets. We can offset by 100 to put some separation between our current levels and our new levels. And I'm going to leave the new stock position at 0 so we can see what happens here. I'll go ahead and green check out. So you can see that it flipped my part around the world coordinate system. And here's where I'm going to create a new view sheet. And we'll call it after stock flip. I'll go into my levels. I will turn off everything except for my solid model and my 2D profile that I have flipped onto level 110 and 120. And then I will save it. I'll also be sure to save my file at this point as an in-process file. Okay, so let's take a look at what we need to do to get this in the position we want. So I'll go to Alt 1, top view, and I created a solid model of the chuck jaws using the lathe stock preview here. I'm going to turn my chucks and jaws on here. And what I want to do is I want to do a analyze distance from the face of my chuck jaws to where I want to clamp on the part after flipping. So I want to clamp on it just a little bit away from this face right here. So you can see that my delta Z value is 2.5 inches. So if I go back to top, it's 2.5 inches from here to here. So if I want to stay 10 thousandths away from the face, I would move it 2" 490, or if I wanted to go right up against the face, I would go 2.5 inches. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to turn my chuck jaws off. I'll go back to the stock flip operation, and I'm going to put a transferred position of minus 2.490. That'll keep us 10 thousandths away from the face of the stock. Now I also want to change the diameter I'm clamping on in the final position. So I'm going to select diameter only, and I'm going to go out and select the diameter of an arc. I don't have anything turned on right now, so I'll go back to the main level, my part solid, and I'll just grab this diameter right here. So you can see it's 587.5. It's going to be the same on the stock flip side. So we'll say OK. We'll turn this off, or we can just go back to our after stock flip. And we just need to regenerate our tool path and see what this looks like. So there you have it. We have our part flipped, both our stock and our solid model and 2D geometry. 10 thousandths away from that face right there. Some folks might choose to bump up against it. And we have a successful stock flip.